I'm going to go through the example. Find the length of a hypotenuse in this right angle triangle. So we have a right angle triangle here, and we've got 5, 12, and C. Now, just to check, we want to just make sure that we're missing the hypotenuse for this example. So here, the hypotenuse is opposite my right angle. So in fact, C is my missing side. It is in fact the hypotenuse here. So let me follow the steps I have written up above. The first thing I want to do is write down Pythagoras' theorem. So first I'm going to go c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. I've written Pythagoras' theorem. So this is step 1. So step 1, write Pythagoras' theorem. I'm just going to shorthand it to PT. The second step is then we want to substitute the values of the shorter sides. So here, my two shorter sides is 5 and 12. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write over here, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 12. I'm going to substitute those values in to my equation. So here I'm going to write underneath, I've got 5 squared plus 12 squared. So I've substituted a is equal to 5, so I've replaced a with 5, and then I've replaced b with 12. So all I've done here is I've replaced or substituted my numerical values in the place of a and b. Okay, so that's the second step. So this is second step. Substitute shorter sides. I'm just writing the steps along on the side just so you can see me doing this step. The third step was to square these numbers and add them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that equal sign here. I'm going to square the two numbers. So when I square 5, I get 25. And when I square 12, I get 144. And after I've done that, I'm just going to add the two numbers together because I see that plus sign. So that gives me 169. So this is the third step. Square and add. So that's what I've done in these next two lines here. I've got squared them and then I've added them together. So I've squared 5, so I got 25. I squared 12, I got 144. And I added those two numbers together, and which gave me 169. Now the final step is, if you have a look at my equation so far, if you look down here, I've got c squared. I don't want c squared, I want c. So what do I need to do? I need to take the square root. So here, I'm just going to write c is equal to the square root of 169. And so I put that in my calculator. Now, there's a function in your calculator. I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator. Let me just find my calculator. So if I go to Casio, I have my calculator. There we go. If it decides to open. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, I have my calculator. I'm going to just small screen this. Got my calculator. So let me just show you what I did. So here I've got 5 squared plus 12 squared. That gave me 169. And now what do I need to do? I need to take the square root. Now the square root is just this little button over here. Now it's a bit hard to see because my calculator is quite small. This little button over here, I put the square root and I do square root 169 and I get 13. So here for this first question here, example here, I've got c is equal to 13. And that's step number 4, square root. So there we go. I've applied all 4 of those steps that we've gone through to actually help me find the length of the missing side, the hypotenuse here. Okay,